Peace and love, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Chakra Tea Talk. In this episode, I want to talk about the power of celibacy. I personally haven't been on a celibacy journey for almost 3 years, and this has been something that I've done on and off in my life. And I'm like, let me just come on here and share and talk about my experience and how I feel it could help other people in their life. People may be thinking about doing it, or maybe they're struggling, and just give some love, some empowerment, and just some wisdom from my lived personal experience and my own transformation. So I will be looking down my notes because it's a lot up here, and I just got to get it out on paper to really make sure that I cover everything that I really want to, and just coming from the heart. So, what is celibacy? Celibacy is the act of abstaining from marriage and sexual relations. What made me decide to become celibate? So, I got out of a 3-year relationship in 2020, and I gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. And the relationship was very traumatic for me, very abusive. And it made me want to retreat and go within myself, to get to know myself better, to dive deeper into the initiation into motherhood, and just make sense of all the life lessons that I was supposed to learn thus far in my journey. And although I know that there's no excuses for someone abusing you, for me it was before my pregnancy, during my pregnancy, and after, right? So it was a lot for me to process. Being a new mom, the postpartum period, and just trying to gather my inner strength to move forward and still see the bigger picture in everything that I have experienced. And there is still something within me that self-reflected many times and said, what is it within me that ignored the red flags? What is it within me that thought that I deserved mistreatment? What is it within me that felt like I wasn't worthy of deep love, deep commitment, and that someone to build me up and not put me down and make me feel like I was less than. So it's like through the realization of everything that took place and what happened to you when you go through a domestic violence relationship, it's like you still have those moments of accountability to say, wow, I wasn't loving myself enough. I wasn't listening to my intuition. I was not, my discernment was not on point, and I think that accountability is necessary and really needed, right? So that we can make better choices in the future, and also know the parts in us that still needs work, and to say, well, damn, where did this lack of self-love come from? Where did this feeling of unworthiness come from? And usually it stems from your childhood, right? So that's a part of the shadow work that I have done within these 3 years, almost 3 years, honing in on my energy, all of my energy to myself, and spending a lot of time in solitude to be like, okay, this is where this came from, and this is how I want to work on building up my self-confidence, building up my self-esteem, and knowing that I am worthy, I am beautiful, I am loved, I deserve, and I'm not going to accept nothing less than that. And I am going to be the embodiment, and I am going to omit that into the world where other people won't have no choice but to feel it. And I'm not going to let other people drain me, right? But I am going to amplify my energy into whatever room, I enter, or anybody that I come across, right? So if I'm not in alignment with a partner or a friend or a family or whoever, we're not going to be able to stay in the same space. So that's part of the work of, to me, being celibate and being by yourself in that in-between time, if that's what your focus is, to get to know yourself on a very intimate level, right? With no shame, no guilt, but the real raw truth, and be able to really face yourself in the mirror and do that inner work. So, really is those who mistreat you, they see your light, they see your gifts, they see your divine wisdom, and they see your essence, but they hope that you don't see it, right? That's why they spend so much time and so much energy trying to beat you down, because it's too big. Your aura's too big. Your light is too big. Your beauty shines. You know, people can see you. People can feel you, right? So those who don't feel that way about themselves, yeah, they might want you close, but the reality is that they can't take witnessing that from someone who is a reflection. So I'm going to go into the benefits of celibacy and how I feel celibacy has helped me in my journey thus far. So number one, I want to talk about how being celibate helps purge your sacral chakra, or your sexual center, as we like to call it. Now, your sacral chakra holds all the memories from all of your relationships, including your sexual relationships. So this is going all the way back to your childhood. So any relationship that you've had, good, bad, the ugly, it holds all that memory. And this is for men and women, right? It's really important to cut the cords and the negative emotional attachments from any relationships that we have experienced on our path, so that we don't bring that into our future relationships, that spiritual debris. And this is not just romantic relationships. Again, this is friends, family, partnerships, you name it, right? So recognizing and reflecting on the relationships that, again, your sacral chakra holds the memory, and realizing what cords you need to release, what energetic cords are still attached to you. I feel that when people don't take the time to abstain from sex, that they never get to really hone in on what emotions or thoughts or feelings is theirs and what is someone else's. You know, so cutting those energetic cords and releasing that spiritual debris will help you get back into alignment with your purpose and your own soul and destiny, and really be able to decipher the difference. And people usually cut cords and emotional attachments through black walnut baths, through other types of spiritual baths, through cord cutting with visualization and a guided meditation, through candle magic, which they use 2 candles and a string, of course prayer and speaking affirmations of releasing whatever, whoever you no longer want to be attached to. Steaming and fire letters. But the most important thing, I think, when it comes to doing any cord cutting ritual or any releasing, is the willingness to let go. Not being afraid to let go what no longer serves you, and not being afraid to know when something has fully served its purpose, and not holding on to not having to relive the lesson over and over again. Knowing what the lesson was and knowing how to come again and choose a different path moving forward. Another reason why I feel like it's really important to abstain from sex and practice celibacy is increased mental focus and clarity. Again, when you are sexually involved with another person, you are merging souls with them. So you take on the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the habits of that person, even the karmic debt, right? And a lot of times we don't even notice that this is happening, and sometimes we feel like, why am I depressed? And why do I have increased anxiety? And it's not even you, it's the other person that you're having sexual relations with. And some people like to think that soul ties don't exist, but I would have to wholeheartedly disagree, right? Wholeheartedly disagree. To focus and clarity comes from not exchanging sexual fluids with another, right? And you get to really hone on your own spirit, which a lot of people are afraid to do, honestly. There are some people who could never be celibate. There are some people who could never be by themselves because they're afraid to sit with themselves. Their own inner thoughts, their own inner demons, their own shadows is too much to face. And no judgment, some people will never fully go down that road. But for those who know that it's necessary and that it is a part of their path and their transformation and evolution, I highly, highly recommend you to experience just your own mind, your own body, your own spirit, your own higher self, to be able to listen without that outside interference. And this allows you to really hone in and get focused on your personal goals and your own self-improvement without distractions. All right, the third thing I would say is very powerful, and why I decided to go celibate is the commitment to yourself, your higher self, your bloodline, and just know that you are worthy to wait for your divine counterpart, and for what you really, really deserve. Dating is not just for you, it is for the evolution of your bloodline. That's why sometimes your ancestors do not approve of who you are dating. And that's why, once upon a time there was arranged marriages, because people understood the importance of the merging of bloodlines. Sex is marriage, right? So they know how certain bloodlines merging could really hurt the bloodline in totality. So, dating with all of those things in mind, like, no, I'm not about to date just thinking of who got the most money and who got the biggest loan and, all of this craziness and superficial shit that people like to focus on, which is really not important. And I'm not saying someone being financially stable is not important, because it really is in this time that we're living in. But I'm saying on a deeper level, there's things that are way more importance when it comes to waiting and attracting your divine counterpart and the person that is meant for you in this lifetime. And I know the reality is that some people are not meant to have a life partner. We have many soulmates, but some people don't have life partners, and that's a reality that a lot of people are afraid to face as well. But for me, it's like, I'm here for a good time. I'm here to live life and enjoy life, whether I have a divine long-term partner or I have a beautiful soulmate. It is what it is. I'm here to experience. But I still know that I am worthy of a healthy love. I know that I am worthy of all my heart's desire and everything in my mind that I know that I would love to build and do with a partner, because if it wasn't supposed to be, it wouldn't be in my heart to feel it, or I wouldn't visualize it in my mind's eye. So the commitment to wait, it builds discipline, it builds willpower, it builds strength, self-esteem, because you higher your standards and like, yo, I'm worth it. I am worth it. It doesn't matter who is in a relationship or who is doing this, and not saying that we should be comparing ourselves to other people's relationship or marriages or whatever, but it's like, know that your time will come if it's meant to be, and don't rush or be in a hurry to get into anything just to say you have something, because real good things, great things take time. You want to be so clear in the type of partner that you want to attract that you pass all the tests when jokers are sent your way, that you don't fly on the first man that's sent your way and drop your drawers and then be upset because he wasn't the one for you, and he was just a test that your ancestors and the universe sent you to see if you really about what you say you're talking about, right? and say it and see if you really feel like you are truly worthy of what you are asking for, which is a really big test that a lot of people fail. I know I failed it, right? Definitely failed it. That's why I am where I am today. But I needed those lessons because I needed to evolve. I needed to get stronger. I needed to build myself up more, right? And a lot of people have a hard time saying this publicly, but it's real, and sometimes we have to learn. Sometimes we have to learn. This is Earth. Earth is school. Earth school, right? So it's a classroom, and we all learning different lessons. Yeah, someone's lessons might be different from another, but everybody is going through their cycle of lessons, in whatever area of life that they're supposed to be learning right now. So again, don't be ashamed to speak your truth. Don't be ashamed if you feel like you're struggling, because internally I feel like we all want someone. We all want to be intimate. We all want closeness. Well, some people don't, but most of us, right? And like I said, it takes discipline and a lot of self-love to know that you are worthy of waiting for. Even when you do get into the dating phase and start meeting new people, if someone's really not willing to take it slow with you and really get to know the deepest depths of your soul, that they are not really for you, period. And in a world where hypersexuality is celebrated, and things like practicing celibacy is frowned upon, I think it's really important to make sex sacred again, to know that you are more than your sexual organs, and to know that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. So make the best out of it, and allow others to really dive deep in your inner waters. And I'm not talking about your yoni, but your soul. Peace and love, and I hope this helps anybody who is thinking about going on that celibacy journey or is already on it and just needed some words of wisdom. I'm here, I love you, and you can do